The Playhouse was a nightclub and gambling house run by Barbara Ray. But it wasn't always the Playhouse. Before Barbara took over, the name of the spot was Sweet Nectar. The Nectar, as many had called it over the years, was located in her father's old neighborhood. Like the Nectar, the neighborhood was changing, meaning a new drug gang had forced their way in. Now, those corners belonged to them. The gang called themselves the G40s. They were expanding, and not just drug territory. The G40s were moving into extortion and protection rackets. It was the same old game that had been run for years. Local merchants paid the gang to leave them alone so they could operate their business without disturbance from the gang. What bigger prize was there than the Nectar? It was a neighborhood institution. And now that it was called the Playhouse, it was one that Raw Dog, the leader of the G40s, had to have, especially after he'd heard from so many people how fine the woman who ran the Playhouse was. It started out as simple vandalism. The neon Playhouse sign in front of the building and a few windows were broken, and some customers got harassed outside. There was some shooting a couple of nights later when two of the G40s, who had come there that night to shake them down for protection money, tried to get into the Playhouse and were refused entry. A sit-down request was made by the G40s to settle the matter, but was ignored. As a result, the vandalism intensified and minor skirmishes outside the club continued. Although they were an annoyance, their activities hadn't risen to a level where anybody felt that it needed to be brought to Barbara's attention. That happened when three G40s caught the head server, Ishana Patrick, coming out of the club one morning after the Playhouse closed. They kidnapped her and held her at gunpoint in one of their apartments. She was released unharmed a few hours later. The purpose of the kidnapping was to deliver a message. A sit-down was promptly arranged for the following evening.